Hey everybody, Dee Dee here, and we're going to do an episode of Time to Stamp with Viva Las VegaStamps. Today we're going to play with some Sakura of America cray-pas with our Dancing Girl stamp, and we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting and paper piecing. How does that sound? If you've been following the blog lately, you'll notice that we've been doing a lot of cross promotions with some great companies, paper companies and ink companies, and they've been using our stamps and we've been using their beautiful goods. We also recently got to do a promotion with Sakura of America, and it's a little bit different because they have graciously donated to each design team member a set of Micron Pigma pens, a set of Jelly Roll Stardust pens, and then a set of cray-pas Expressionist quality oil pastels. And all that they have asked for in return from us is to pin projects with using different techniques, using the cray-pas with rubber stamps. And so we've had some great background tutorials and some other things. And but today I thought it would be great to not only do a video and do time to stamp, but show a little bit of fussy cutting and paper piecing. So you'll see these are the cray-pas oil pastels, super stunning color selection in here, high quality. I just love working with them. Excuse me. They're fabulous. They're fun. We will also be using our girl dancing stamp. It's been really popular, Dancing Girl. I'll be using some archival ink by Ranger in jet black, and this is kind of my go-to ink. It is permanent once it dries, and that is really, really helpful when we're doing things like this. You'll see I've started a tag here. I've already stamped my Dancing Girl once, and you can see the pattern paper through her, of course, but I really want to give some color to her dress, and I don't want to have to concentrate about staying in the lines or, you know, making sure you can still see the black stamp through it, etc. So what I'm going to do is put down some oil pastels on my paper. I'll stamp over it, and then we'll fussy cut out the parts that we want to be colored, and we can layer them on top of each other, okay? So we're going to pull out a couple of our cray-pas. I want to use the greens. I'm going to do the green, the yellow, and the blue. And I'm going to get a little gradient going in here. And you just use them like a crayon or a marker. Just go ahead and put them down. I've got some yellow, and I'm going to do a little green, and then a little blue. And if you've got a blending stump or a Q-tip or a cotton ball, you can blend them that way. You'll see they look a little waxy, almost kind of like a crayon color right now. But I'm just going to use my finger, and the oil that's on my finger is really going to help. I'm going to blend these colors together. See how cool that is? And they smooth out and they get nice and rich. And I can see that I want a little bit darker green in here, so I'm going to throw some on top and then blend that in. And I think I'm going to do the same with the blue. Yeah, there we go. That's great. All right, that looks good to me. So now that I've got some color down, I have my Dancing Girl stamp. I'm going to put some black ink on her. And this is a tip that I give people a lot who come into the store. They're always worried that the stamp is too big for their stamp pad. And even if it's a wood-mounted stamp, you can do this. Flip it over on your tabletop like my stamp is now. Open your stamp pad, turn it over, and dab. Just dab over and around it and make sure you get enough ink on your stamp. If you can't tell, if it's too hard and you're too worried, get your stamp and tilt it in the light. You can see where the stamp is shiny. That's where the ink is wet. That's where it's been covered in enough ink. So lay it down, get any problem spots mixed, and now your stamp, even though it's bigger than your ink pad, has ink all over it. I definitely want the gradation that I have going here, so I'm going to turn it to the side a little bit. I want it this way. And I'm going to stamp my girl down. And it comes down nice even pressure. And this is regardless if you're using an acrylic block, wood mounted, whatever stamps. Bring down even pressure, press and lift up. Don't rock because then you're going to get a second, like, watch. Oops. See that? Then you get a second impression there. And she looks like she's running or something. Looks like she's in motion. She's all out of focus. But see, that stamp is nice and crisp and sharp where I just came down once with even pressure and lifted back up. Now, I'm going to take my heat gun, and because this is archival ink, I'm going to set it with my heat gun, so it's going to get a little noisy. Hold on. All right. So there's my girl, my dancing girl. Now what I'm going to do, you can really see the outline of her dress. I mean, you can see all of the detail just fine, but on my tag, I don't want a completely colored girl. So now I'm just going to take the time and using my Kai scissors, and if you have any nice sharp scissors, they'll be fine. Using my Kai scissors, I'm going to do what's called fussy cutting, and I'm just going to follow the outline of her dress all the way around. And I'll be sure to cut out her hand here because I want her hand to be the color it is on the paper and match the rest of her skin. And I'll get all these little details here. And to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to come in and trim her down so it's not such a big piece of paper I'm holding on to. And I'm going to start trimming. And you just keep in mind that we've got her stamped on the other piece of paper already. So if you come in a tiny bit from that edge, that line, that's totally fine because we'll be picking up the line on the other one, on the other stamp. Trimming, trimming. And I'm just following all the lines, and I'm not worrying about her face or anything like that because we want all of those to stay the color of the original paper where we stamped her the first time. And you could also fussy cut her tights. You could make them a different color. You could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could stamp her face on a cool patterned background. You know, you could do a whole lot. I'm really excited to show you this down on the stamp because I just adore the gradient that the cray-pas create together, especially once you've blended them. And then our fabulous girl dancing stamp has been so popular with good reason. She's beautiful and okay, I'm almost done, and I don't think I'll need to fast forward through the video. I think it kind of went okay as far as time during this fussy cut process. You can see right here, this is her hand. I definitely want to cut that out real quick, but I'm going to leave the shadowed area of her fingers. That way they'll still have that tint of dress. And then I want to cut out her neck. Okay, so there's our dress. That's what our dress looks like, that part of the stamp. I've got our girl here. I'm going to get rid of this. And then we just match up the outlines of the stamp. What do you think? Pretty cool, right? And now I'll just glue it down with my favorite glue, or, you know, a wet glue is always really nice in applications like this. We do make miracle tape, but sometimes it's a little heavy duty for this, and we kind of want it to blend down with it. So I would suggest a white glue of some sort. And easy peasy. So we just blended the cray-pas into a background and then stamped on top of it, and we fussy cut out her dress. Thanks so much, guys.